1839. The world was a different place. Scotland was unrecognisable from how it is today. There were no cars on our roads. There were no telephones in our homes. You couldn't even get an iron brew out the shop. Mind you, not everything was different. Rumours of the Loch Ness Monster had been on the go for over a millennium and are still going strong. But 1839 was the year something very special was born. Something that's gone on to become an institution, a movement for people who want to make the world a better place. A beacon of hope for animals and those who love them across Scotland. 1839 was when the Scottish Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals was born. A hopeful advert was placed in the Scotsman newspaper in December 1839 announcing a public meeting in Edinburgh to create a society for the welfare of animals. It took place on the 18th of that month. Our purpose, as set out in that first meeting, remains the same: to prevent cruelty to animals by encouraging empathy and kindness towards them. But how do we embody that purpose? How has our commitment to that mission helped us to endure for almost 2 centuries? We've championed animal welfare and kindness for all creatures across Scotland since day one. In our early years, it meant caring for overworked pack horses and ponies on Edinburgh's busy walkways. It meant securing protections for wild animals and birds. During the 2 world wars, it meant supporting the service animals in our armed forces. From fundraising for quarantined dogs to supplying our own horse ambulance for army use, and even supporting the evacuation of animals during air raids, we served in our own way. As pet ownership exploded, it meant being there to provide a home for any animal that didn't have one. Throughout the 20th century, we built rescue and rehoming centres across the country to provide safe havens for rescue animals. Since we were born, we've helped hundreds of thousands of them. Who knows where they would be without us? As well as animals we care for, there's the ones we rescue. And you could spend 180 years listing the rescues we've been involved in. There's been birds in chimneys and cats up trees, but also dramatic cliffside rescues, multi-day efforts to save beach sea life, and desperate scrambles to respond to disasters like oil spills, where we've treated thousands of animals in a few days. Of course, the best way to champion animal welfare is to make sure people understand what it is. That's why education has been at the very heart of our work for most of our 180 years. It started small, but our award-winning educational work has been on the go for our entire life. In the early days, it was limited to running essay competitions. By the 1920s, we had our own lecturer visiting many schools in remote districts as our inspectors worked with children on their own patch. The Society began to deliver lantern lectures on kindness to animals and even showed films of rescues in picture houses. Our education programme has moved with the times. It's lauded by the animal welfare community around the globe for the trailblazing use of robotics and mechanical animals to teach children about the sentience of real ones. Now, we engage with 10 times as many children as we did a century ago and are global leaders in setting the agenda on animal welfare. Sadly, there will always be some people out there who will abuse animals. But we've always been there to make them face justice. Stretching back to the mid-1800s, we've got a proud history of making people answer for their crimes against animals. Back in the old days, it was often neglect of working horses or cruelty towards cattle. Now, we never know what a typical day could throw at us. It may be hard to believe, but we're taking on organised crime through our work to combat the illegal and barbaric puppy trade. We're putting a halt to those who delight in horrific crimes like animal fighting. We're taking the fight to those who want to profit from the sale or transportation of wild animals. How many charities can say they are doing all that? Punishing people for cruelty is a last resort, and that's why prevention is at the foundation of our being. But we've worked hard to deliver a raft of legal changes since 1839. From protections for wild animals to banning animal fighting, we've driven every major improvement in animal welfare legislation since our inception. And by changing the law, we've changed the world for the better for animals in Scotland. Throughout all this, we've never lost sight of the fact that humans are fundamentally good and love animals. You might read about some of our nastiest investigations, but for every abuser, there's hundreds of people who just need a wee bit of a helping hand to understand how to care for a pet properly. Behind every animal in need, there's usually at least one person who needs some help too. Often, it's the most vulnerable in society. We enrich the lives of animals and people and understand that nurturing the human-animal bond is more important than breaking it, because that's our essence, to make the world better for animals and people. We are your Scottish Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. The only reason we can keep doing our job is through your support. In an ideal world, we wouldn't exist in 180 years because cruelty towards animals would be a thing of the past. But until then, animals need us. And as Scotland's animal champions, we'll be there. Always. You've heard all about our past and our present. You can be a part of our future and make a real difference. Join us. Join the Scottish Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, and you'll be a part of a movement that's building a better Scotland for animals. Visit scottishspca.org/join and become one of Scotland's animal champions.